All praise to Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. Alright, so this video we're going to go into the prophecy that we find here in Revelation 13, verses 16 to 17. All right, and we go over this, well, on this channel, okay, and many other channels. All right, but just speaking of this channel, we go over this channel, or over this prophecy, and nothing really changes. All right, there's nothing really too spectacular that we change from video to video. All right, the only thing that changes is maybe articles come up. All right, we'll read some articles, but for the most point, all right, this prophecy is what it is. Okay, it's straight to the it's straight and to the point. Okay, and this prophecy has not been fulfilled yet. Okay, this prophecy has not been fulfilled yet. This is a future thing that is coming down the line. All right, the question is, how is the wicked going to present this thing? Are we going to baby step towards it? Okay, or is he going to usher this thing in just as is without baby steps? All right, either way, the watchmen of Israel are supposed to point out to you the snares and traps. All right, things that, this could lead to, this could be a way that they're leading you into going into this mark of the beast. Or maybe they'll just throw this thing at you, but you won't be able to say that you didn't know. That's the point. Okay, we make these things plain upon tables. All right, so let's go ahead and read this prophecy, and then we'll expound on it a little bit. All right, and maybe go to the search bar and read something from there. All right, so Revelation 13 verse 16 reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Okay, so let's start with the he. The he is the wicked, Esau, Edom, all right, who plays the part as the devil, all right, and the anti-Messiah, or what the world calls the Antichrist, all right. Now, there is a spiritual demon, okay, one of the Lord's angels, known as Satan, okay, but there is a man down here doing his bidding, all right, giving in to these evil spirits, all right. So, that is the and he, all right. Let's get a couple of clues on this he, all right. He is the wicked, all right, Esau, Edom, the self-called and so-called white man, all right. Does that mean that everyone that looks so-called white is an Edomite? No. Let's start there first. Deuteronomy 28 and 64. Hold on. All right, so Deuteronomy 28 and 64 tells you, "And the Lord shall scatter thee," all right, Israel, Israelites, okay, "among all people, from from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." Okay, so this is telling you that even Israelites can look so-called white, because we are scattered into all nations. We can look like Chinese, Japanese, right? Arabs, okay? All nations. We can look like, and we do look like all nations. Israel scattered into all nations. But to find out, okay, to find out prophecy, to know prophecy is to know who this he is that is spoken of in Revelation 13 and 16. And he is the so-called, self-called white man. Now let's get into that part really quick. In Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4, excuse me. Malachi 1 and verse 4, it reads, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever." All right? Keep in mind, these are the people with whom the Lord hath indignation forever. And at the top of this verse it said, "Whereas Edom saith." So we are speaking of Edom. Now let's get something else really quick. This is Zondervan's Bible Dictionary. All right? Let me look at something really quick. All right, yeah. So this is Zondervan's Bible Dictionary. We're going to look at Edom. Okay? So under the entry for Edom, it reads, "The nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau." Okay, so Esau is Edom. As a matter of fact, the entry for Edom, it says Edom, comma, Edomites. All right, again, it says the nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom. It says the country was also called Seir or Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. All right, and at the bottom of this entry, it reads, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures, right? The scriptures that speak of the end time, what's happening in the end time, all right, what's coming, all right, what's happening and what's coming, all right, and the things of the past prophecies, all right, also tell you whom is who, all right, who fits what lot, okay? So again, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God, all right? The people with whom the Lord have indignation forever, all right? These are those people, Esau, Edom. Now, where do we get some kind of understanding that it is the self-called and so-called white man? Now, keep in mind what we just said earlier, all right? Even Israelites can look so-called white. For an example, Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for San Francisco, I believe. I don't watch sports like that too much, but or really at all. But his kids, all right, they look like what you would call so-called white, right? But their father is an Israelite. And his father before him and his father before him. All right, depends on your father. All right, Israelites are born through Israelite men. And yes, there is a kindred and a bloodline that goes all the way back to Jacob, all right, which is the progenitor of the Israelites. Remember, Jacob's name got turned to Israel, all right, and he had the 12 sons, okay? So it goes all the way back to Jacob, all right, and even further back, all right? There is a bloodline that is here, a lineage, a kindred that is here, and that is whom these scriptures are for. All right, that is whom these scriptures are speaking to, okay, as far as this good news goes. The bad news, really, for Israel is that 2/3 in this land called America, which is better known as Babylon the Great, or AKA, also known as the future site of the lake of fire. The bad news is that 2/3 of Israelites in this land, right, is going to be cut off and die because they hold on to the philosophies and the teachings and the other gods of this land. All right, so what if you don't think you take after Esau, Edom? So what? You take after Ishmael. All right, if you don't take after Ishmael, you take after something else. All right, you are not coming back to your ways. All right, because this world has made you comfortable in its way. All right, and all ways outside of this way is wicked. Okay, so now back to how do we even start to say that this is the self-called and so-called white man? First of all, let's go to Job. Job chapter 9 and verse 24. Job 9 and 24. It reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay. That he, and let me get more specific, all right? That he is the banking families, all right? The elite of Esau, Edom. That doesn't change the judgment for the rest of the Edomites. All right, they are their fathers, if you understand reincarnation and the Lord putting everyone back into their lot. Okay, so that is the banking families, the elite of Esau, Edom. The banking families are especially the he in Revelation 13 and verse 16. Okay, so now Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, if you control the money, all right, you're going to control people. Okay, because that gives you control over their food, over their clothing, over their shelter. All right, you control how people buy and sell. You're going to be able to control people, man. All right, so the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Not only the money, all right, the military, all right, the media. Okay, again, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now, second clue, same verse. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who would change the image of the Messiah? Okay, who would change the image of the Almighty? All right, you know that mural, the finger of Adam, I think it's called. It's supposed to be Adam and the Almighty. Okay, who would change the image of the Messiah? Who would change the name of the Messiah? And of course, I'm speaking about Yahweh Shai, which is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. They've changed the names, man. They changed the image, they damn sure gonna change the name. The Lord's name is a strong tower for us Israelites. All right? When we know the name, we run to that name and we are safe, Lord willing. Okay? So who would do this? All right? Let's and that image does not match the description given in these scriptures. All right, first people will say there is no description given in the scriptures. That's BS. And then when they come to find out that that lie isn't working, all right, they hit you with, okay, the image doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the Lord looked like. That is a lie. It matters for the truth's sake. And you know it matters. Whoever tells you that knows it matters because they've been pushing that other image. If it didn't matter, why would you change the image? If the name didn't matter, why would you change the name? Okay? It's been so easy for them to deceive people. All right? This is their talent, man. They are very good at doing this: lying, deceiving, all right, divination, craftiness. They're wicked ass policies everywhere around this globe, man. Okay? I heard a quote from Netanyahu. saying that they are going to change the face of the Middle East. All right, they may say that it means something else than what it means at face value. They know what they're saying over there, man. Okay? All right. So it'll be their second time changing it, really. Okay? Them people that's over there, it's not their land. Whether we're talking about the Israelis or the Palestinians, that's not their land over there, man. All right? That's the land that the Father has as an inheritance for his children. All right? Um, so now keep that in mind. They changed the images, right? Now let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 9. All right, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The heading above verse 9 reads, Nothing new under the sun. Verse 9 reads, The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. All right. So this verse that we just read, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, is speaking of reincarnation. So the Lord would have to put it on you to think, well, if the same spirits are down here over and over again, right, the same situations are going to keep happening, right? Except for in these last times, the Lord is going to awake us, activate us for the last time, all right? He's had enough of this place. He's had enough of Esau, Edom, man. He's had enough of his children walking contrary to him. You got to excuse me. I'm looking for Deuteronomy again. I'm going back to Deuteronomy 28. Oh, man. All right, Deuteronomy 28. And now I'm going to go to verse 48, I believe. I'm going to start at 47. All right. I'm going to start at 45. All right, it reads, Moreover, this is speaking to Israelites. All right. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. All right. And we are so destroyed, all right, for not keeping his commandments. Okay. And things happen over and over again. This is Deuteronomy. This is all the way back after Exodus. This is in the first 5 books of the scriptures. And today, all the way here in 2025 now, our nation, for the most part, is still in this same lot, man. Not taking heed. Okay? And that made me think of something else. But oh, okay. This is what I was going to mention is Deuteronomy 28. All right? Starting at the 15th verse all the way to the 68th verse lists consequences of disobedience for Israel. Okay? That's what this is about. So now we're at verse 46 of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. It says, And they, the curses, shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. Okay? And that was a physical yoke that was put upon Israelites, right? But in this day, Israelites still think, well, they think that they're free. All right? When Esau and these other nations, these other beliefs, all right, have a yoke of iron in the spirit around your heart, which goes back to the Hebrew word for meaning lob, which is your mind. All right? You have, in the spirit, you have a spiritual yoke of iron on your mind, man, and you can't shake it. All right? Only the Lord can unlock that thing, man. All right? But for now, you have a spiritual club on you. You can't turn from your ways. Okay? So that lists the consequences of disobedience. And like Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 said, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. All right? And so on and so forth. So we're still in a state of not hearkening to the Lord for the most part as a nation. Okay? In these days, though, a remnant and the elect are awakening. Okay? This is it. This is the end. Okay? So now that we know that the state that we're in has been something that is not new, has been happening over and over, let's check something else. Okay? Let's get to something else really quick. This is we're going to the Apocrypha. First Maccabees chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 65, I believe. First Maccabees chapter 3. Excuse me, not 65, 45. I think I said 65. I meant 45. First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 45. It says, now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. All right, speaking to now too. The state of our people. All right. Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold. All right, you have aliens keeping a stronghold over there, okay? And also in your mind, all right? In the spirit, they are keeping a stronghold of your mind also. It says the heathen had their habitation in that place, over in the land and also in your mind, okay? It says, and joy was taken from Jacob, and the pipe with the harp ceased. They say the worst kind of captivity that you can be in is one in which you forget whom you are. Okay? So some of you don't even know that joy has been taken from you. You think this place is your joy. All right? You are sadly mistaken, man. All right, verse 46, it says, wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together, right, in the spirit, that is the remnant today, okay? We assemble ourselves together, all right? And what do? It says, wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Maspha over against Jerusalem, for in Maspha was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. All right? Verse 47, it says, then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes. They were in mourning for the state of the land and the state of the people. All right? For the state of the nation of Israel. All right? Verse 48 is the point. All right? We've talked about us. Now let's talk about why we can say it is this so-called and self-called white man. All right? Verse 48, it says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right? They didn't paint Arabs as Yahushai, again, which is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. They didn't paint a Chinaman or any Asian people as the Most High. They damn sure didn't paint any melanated person as the Most High or in the Messiah. All right, they did none of these things. Not even the disciples in that painting that is supposed to be of the Last Supper. The disciples didn't look like that. Yahushua didn't look like that. And as we spoke of the finger of Adam, or the finger of God, whatever it's called, that mural, they don't look like that. These are heathen painting their own images. Okay? So who did they paint as that? All right? Not only does this point to whom the wicked are, Esau, Edom. All right? There are prophecies that fit these people, man. You call yourself the people, but you over there in the land. All right? You say you have the language and you've always known who you are. The Lord said that we will be separated from our heritage and our language and our land. Okay? And from each other. All right? And be destroyed. We wouldn't have banking families. All right? Media control. Okay? We wouldn't be getting beat down. All right? This is how we know whom are who, because the Lord points to these things through prophecy, through these scriptures, through his word. Okay? And you can only understand this through the Spirit. All right? The Holy Spirit is also known as not only the spirit of prophecy, but also the spirit of truth. Okay? Let's learn one thing about the spirit of truth really quick. And this is key. It's very key and very true. All right? I should know this verse, but I don't. Right now, anyway. That's not coming to mind. Even John 14. John 14 and I'll start at 16. All right, the heading reads, Role of the Spirit. It says, and I will pray the Father. This is red letter, so this is Yahweh Shai. Again, Yahweh Shai is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, among other names. Yeshua, I don't know, what's another one? Yahweh, all right? Yehovah, I don't know, man. They don't call him his name. I just know that, all right? So this is him speaking, okay? John 14 and 16. Again, role of the Spirit. It reads, and I will pray the Father, Yahweh, which is whom the world ignorantly calls God. All right, God is a trait, and God is a title. All right, but his name is Yahweh. All right, his son is also a God. Actually, it says in the scriptures that we are gods. Okay? You have to understand that there is order to everything. We are not on Yahweh Shai's level. Okay? First goes Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Okay? So on and so forth. All right? When the kingdom is brought in, it's Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, King David. All right? The 12. Okay? So on and so forth. The elect. All right? So again, John 14 and 16. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, which is the Holy Spirit. Having this understanding is a comfort. We'll get to that in a second. Actually, let me go now. John 8 and 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. All right. Most people think that they are free, and really they have no comfort, man. And we aren't going to have any comfort until we are free. All right. This truth acts as a comforter. All right. But we're not going to be totally at rest, excuse me, until the Lord comes back. This world, this wicked ass place, in the state that it's in, ran by who it's ran by, all right, is not our rest. Start again, John 14 and 16. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, right? Whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. All right? This is a spirit of truth that the world cannot receive. Okay? The Lord did not want unity with the world. He told us to be holy. All right? He himself is holy, which means set apart. We're not supposed to be a part of this world, man. Okay? But these spirits, the spirit of this world, they want you to be unified with everything. Wicked, not wicked. They don't even want you to know the difference. They want everything mingled up. All right? But the Lord called us out of that. All right? The Lord called us to be holy. And so, as the remnant and the elect, okay, we have no choice but to fit prophecy. So we separate from the world. We give you the truth, all right, that you can't accept. All right? You can't recognize as truth, okay? All right? So I don't know where we went into that point, but so that explains the and he, okay? So you know who the and he is through prophecy. All right? If you don't believe us, that might even work out better for you, because you'll be able to go ahead and research, get into these scriptures, pray to the Lord, okay? But you have to pray in faith. You have to pray being faithful, okay, to this thing. All right? Otherwise, don't expect shit, okay? Don't expect anything. You pray to the wrong names, don't expect anything, okay? So now let's go back to, I thought there was something else I was gonna get, but that's all right. Actually, yeah, I thought there was. Oh, okay. So, speaking of this warning, the water to GMS North Carolina, 777, Brother Hawad. I watched a lesson in this chapter, and these verses are still in my head fresh from, I think it was this morning. All right, let's go to Ezekiel 33. First, let's go to Ezekiel 3 and 17. I think I'm going to have to make another part to this video, because people's attention span are short, all right? So Ezekiel 3 and 17, it reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. Being that no one can escape prophecy, all right, being, Lord willing, I'm of the remnant and the elect, all right, the Lord tells us to warn you. Give them warning from me, okay? Again in Ezekiel 33, starting at the top verse. All right, let's start at the top verse. Ezekiel chapter 33, it says, Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, okay, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coasts, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet, and warn the people, Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Okay? He heard the sound, this is verse 5 now. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and read the responsibility of a watchman now. Listen to this. This is verse 6. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. Okay? Again, verse 7 now. Rehashing what we read in Ezekiel 3 and 17. Verse 7 of Ezekiel 33 says, So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Remember at the top, it says, Speak to the children of thy people. All right? So thou, O watchman, back at verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. Okay? This is why we do what we do. Because the Lord told us. All right? Obedience is key. All right? Obedience. And this is where the fear sets in also. No one is outside of what the Lord is willing them to do. All right? The Lord has a hand in everything. Is it his right hand or his left hand is a question. Okay? So filter yourself through these scriptures, man. When you do, are you doing the Lord's bidding that he told his watchmen to do? Are you fitting the things that walk with the Lord or contrary to the Lord? All right. That's what's important about these scriptures from the beginning to the end. Okay. All these things were written aforetime, right? So let's go to Romans 15:4. Romans verse 15, or Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. It says, For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. Okay? Our learning. The house of Israel. More specifically, the remnant and the elect. More specifically, the elect, all right? The elect men. Okay? And the remnant, all right? For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. All right? Because we know what's up with this devil. The Lord has made him bare. All right? Let's see. I just want to check something out really quick. And yeah, I'm going to definitely have to make a part 2. All right? I'm going to make a part 2. All right, Lord willing, in the next upcoming videos, we'll get to the part 2. I don't know. We'll title it something along. Well, you see it as you clicked on it. All right. Esau and his games. Okay. But the Lord is going to make them fall flat, man. All right. Man, what were we reading today? Let me see something really quick. Isaiah 13 and 14. Let me look at something really quick, man. As a matter of fact, check it here in this good news really quick. This is a good news translation. Just remember that if I start let me see. I'm pretty sure it was Isaiah 14. But let me see where it is. Give me a second. Um, Let me just read this really quick, because let me see. I'll just read. I'll read uh, Isaiah 14, and I'll start at 1. All right. This is the heading reads the return from exile. All right. Speaking of the Israelites that were scattered, of course. Right. Remember Deuteronomy 28:64. Okay. It says the Lord will once again be merciful to his people Israel and choose them as his own. He will let them, excuse me, he will let them live in their own land, and foreigners will come and live there with them. Many nations will help the people of Israel return to the land which the Lord gave them, and there the nations will serve Israel as slaves. Those who once captured Israel will now be captured by Israel, and the people of Israel will rule over those who once oppressed them. All right. Let me look at something else really quick. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make a part 2. All right. So again, we're speaking about Esau, and really we touched on the games that he plays. All right. He's taken these images, he's changed them to his own. He's taken the name of the Lord's men and put it on himself. All right. He calls himself, okay, the people of the Lord. He has deceived the world with his games. All right. Bread and circuses distracting everybody everywhere from the truth. All right. And this is the truth that everyone has wanted to know. Whom are God's children, really? Everyone wants to be loved by the Lord, all right? And now it is coming out in these last days that the lowest people are the children of the Lord, man. And everyone who came against them are going to get the same cup, double the cup. All right. And Esau is going to be destroyed, man. All right. So we're speaking a little bit about Esau and the games he plays. We haven't got to that, to the rest of that prophecy yet. But like I said, I'm going to break this up into 2 videos. So Lord willing, all right, the people will see part 1 and part 2 and show some type of order and look at these videos in that order. All right. So, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel, okay, who look like all nations, all right? We were scattered into all nations. Israel looks like all nations, okay? So Lord willing, I am of that number. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.